this is where we've looked at some of the, actual individual products. Now, you could carry one of these, but maybe you want something more. You want something a little more protected than just this pad, right? So we're going to look at some other options, above and beyond that. Maybe, though, maybe you don't want to spend the money on replacing one of these pads time and time again. A Write in the Rain pad, depending on the size, can cost you about $10 for the pad itself. I mean, that's just for the paper you're going to write in. Now, because they're so expensive, if you were to look at a bunch of my old ones, I will use both sides. I will use every single scrap. Now, I've kind of sanitized this one because I had a bunch of notes in it and everything. But these ones I bought brand new, really just for the purpose of this video. I'm going to use the shit out of them, though. They always have interesting little things in the covers and in the margins and everything for you to use. But, well, turns out this one doesn't come with crap, but that's because this one is really intended to be put into a notebook. But what if you just want a small notebook with the durable cover, but you want to be able to replace it cheaply? That's when, again, we're going to look at these notebook covers, and some of them are not just covers, some of them are complete systems. Before we look at them, though, let's take a closer look at some of the specific writing implements that we're going to use when we look at these, again, in depth. So I talked about pencils. I personally prefer mechanical pencils. I bought these at Walmart just the other day just because I wanted more pencils. I like a smaller lead. You find these in different sizes. I think most people like the 0.7 millimeter leads. I like the 0.5. With your waterproof papers and everything, the 0.7 probably is a better bet. You don't want a super fine point. I use these for designing when I'm sketching out knife designs and everything, so I want a very precise point. But pencils work great on waterproof paper. What you will see, though, is waterproof paper doesn't always work exactly like regular paper because of the nature of its design. So if I were to draw something on waterproof paper, and if I can get the eraser to actually come out, it doesn't erase as cleanly because of what the paper's coated with. So, there's always trade-offs whenever you get something fancy. But a good old pencil is one option that will always work. Again, gel pens never work on this stuff. The ink just does not hold. A ballpoint pen, and this is actually my favorite brand of ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pens will always work. These things are formulated for pencils and ballpoint pens, and it absorbs the ink and the ink dries instantly, so you never have to worry about smudging your ballpoint pen on this. And any ballpoint pen will work. This is a sort of kind of fancy one. I mean, and yeah, you'll buy $100 ballpoint pens. This is in the neighborhood of like $5 or $6. I like it because it's got a little weight to it and everything, but you don't need to have a super fancy expensive one. Any ballpoint pen will work really well on this paper. And, obviously on regular paper too. One of the really cool options to use on this kinds of stuff is what they call a space pen. Now, Write in the Rain makes their own. It's really expensive. This one is by Fisher, and again, kind of the granddaddy of space pens. Why it's called a space pen is because it was literally made by NASA for astronauts to write in space. When you're using your good old ballpoint pen, it's literally, it's relying on gravity to draw the ink from the tube that's in there downwards and put it on the paper. Space pens are charged. They're pressurized with nitrogen. So the space pen writes all the time, always, no matter what, because that ink is pressurized to come out. So you can write regular. You can, literally, I can't get the camera to show it, literally write upside down. The ink never stops flowing. If you've ever tried to write on a spot of grease or paint or something on your paper, you know that doesn't work. But space pens, since the ink is pressurized, it always flows. So when you're looking at an all-weather situation, you want your all-weather pen to work, your space pen is always going to flow, and it's always going to make sure that you're able to write. So if we take this again, and we just get that wet, we saw how the ballpoint pen had some trouble writing on the wet paper before. Our space pen is undeterred by that. Now, I have mail for you. It might take a little bit of time for the ink to dry as it gets absorbed by the paper, but the pen writes on it. So this pen, I don't remember, again, I ordered it from Amazon. I'll put the price in there. It's, considered a tactical pen. It's dull, black matte finish, aluminum. The ink chart cartridges that you buy to refill them, a little like on the expensive side, but it's pretty cool to be able to write. I mean, and if you think I'm kidding, this will write upside down for a second or two, but very quickly it will stop working. So if you're in a tight space, again, bad weather, upside down, whatever, regular pens will stop working. The old, there it is, the old Fisher Space Pen will work no matter what you do. It's pretty cool stuff. So there's an option. This is actually a military issued writing device. This is made by Skillcraft. Skillcraft makes a whole lot of stuff for the military. This is, but you can get a civilian version of this. I just like this one a lot. So in this is a combination here. You've got a red ballpoint pen. You got to forgive me, this hasn't been used in a while. There we go. Red ballpoint pen, pencil, black ballpoint pen. And this is a really cool tool to have. It's just like the Space Pen, coated aluminum body. It seals up with O-ring, so it's waterproof, so like water's not going to get in there and mess it up. And you've got 3 different writing implements that all work on your all-weather paper or anything else you want. So very cool. I haven't ever looked this up online. I will see if I can find it. If I find it on Amazon or something, you'll see some text right here, but cool. So basic writing implements, right? Now let's move on to some of the fancier stuff that are going to come into play with the paper and some of the other notebooks. The Staedtler matte pens. Now these are used for graphics, for designing, but in the military we use them for writing on maps because all of our maps usually are coated in plastic. Now we'll talk about the vis-a-vis also. Vis-a-vis are used on whiteboards, are used on overlays, are used for writing on plastic when you want something that is not going to wipe away with an eraser. So like, you know, if you have dry erase markers, you're not going to erase it right away, but you know, you spray it with water and it comes off pretty easily. And that's what these are, the Lumicolor non-permanents. They're just very fine point, wet erase markers. Now, you can see the problem when you're in a rainy environment, all weather, it wipes away the rain. But you might want that sometimes because you might not want a permanent mark on what you're writing on. These are alcohol-based markers, so they say permanent, but they are used for drawing on maps that are in plastic coating where you don't want water to wipe it away, but you want to be able to get rid of it later on. Now, the alcohol does not work on here, and I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. So if I take this alcohol-based marker and I draw a squiggly line right there, and I take some standard alcohol pads, I'm going to get some smudginess on the paper, but it's still going to be there. Okay. On the other hand, if I were to take one of these markers, and one of the things we're going to talk about is plastic coated pages or page protectors, and I were to draw on this, you see the red line there? And then I take my alcohol pad, and it's gone. Now what I should have done also is, let me give you another example. So that's there. It's not coming off with the water. It's still there with the water. But then I take the alcohol pad and it comes right off. So alcohol markers with the right equipment inside these books, great option for semi-permanent. Then you've got your Sharpies. Now, Sharpies are permanent markers, but there are tricks to using them. And we learn about this too. First of all, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to show you a way to get Sharpies off of things, but you never ever, no matter what you're doing, do not use this trick on a whiteboard when you have dry erase markers. You will destroy your whiteboard by doing this. And yeah, I've made that mistake in the military. You got your plastic page protector. You want to put something on it in Sharpie because you don't want it to be able to come off. Maybe you're using a combination of alcohol markers, wet erase, whatever. Standard Mr. Clean magic erasers. Nothing special, nothing fancy, nothing tactical about it. A Mr. Clean magic eraser, even though a Sharpie technically is permanent, is going to take that Sharpie off your page. The way Mr. Clean magic erasers work, in reality, This is a super, super fine grit sanding polishing block. It is, I can't remember, I looked it up, somewhere upwards of like, 10,000 grit sandpaper. This is why you never put it on a whiteboard. Whiteboards only work efficiently because they have a coating on it. This strips your coating right off your whiteboard. It really doesn't matter if you do it on a page protector like this because it's a different kind of material. But this will destroy your whiteboard, and your dry erase will never really fully dry erase again. But it does work for plastic pages like this, and you'll see how some of that comes into play here. So that covers some of the different writing materials that we can use on some of these for different occasions, depending on what's going on. I know it seems like I'm jumping around here, but we're going to bring it all together as we look at some of these other books now, okay? So we looked at some basic field writing, field note-taking stuff, some waterproof paper, which is awesome to play with. Yes, you can take it in the shower and mess with it and prove whether or not it works. I don't recommend submerging it underwater for too long because everything has a breaking point. But now let's kind of take it up a step. So, there are times where you want more than just your little pad of paper. That's when these notebook covers or these tactical writing systems come into play. One of the, I will say, easiest and cheapest systems to use is to get a small binder. Now this one, I think I got at Staples. I cannot remember the ins and outs of it, but it's super ruggedized. So you've got rubberized hinges, not hinges, but the spine. So it's not like a regular plastic one that rips apart. This I've actually used when I was an instructor. So this is what I would take on missions for instructing. And this is kind of my standards, everything encased in small page protectors. So I could reference all of my instruction materials. There's a mission briefing guide, the way that we do all of our, military stuff. This is all unclassified, by the way. It says it all the time. The way that we set up boards for doing mission briefings. And, it's just a very quick, easy way to contain all this stuff. Now, you could very easily take this out with you if you had to go somewhere, and here's just regular old notebook paper in the back of it. With everything contained in these page protectors, and you can find these anywhere, at Staples, at Walmart, at Office Max, whatever. This right here, this could be a field binder for you, for whatever you need. It's not as protected as some of the other ones. Obviously, if you're in a very wet, damp, harsh environment, stuff is going to get into this. But right here, you've made yourself a very nice field note. If I want to take this out into a more all-weather environment, well, there's options for that. Right in the Rain makes loose leaf papers that you can take. And this is just one package. I have, different ones. But remember I said the paper comes in different patterns? So this one has two patterns on one side and the other. And the holes are really punched for their notebook specifically, but you can make it fit if you try. This paper is kind of expensive to buy. Like I said, they also have copy paper sized. And what they also have is, and I wish I had it, they have packs of it, so it's 8.5 by 11 size copy paper, but inside is perforated notebook size paper like this, so you could print whatever you need to on these notebook size, these loose leaf sizes, pop them out and put them into a notebook. So taking that field binder concept one step up, Right in the Rain does make a notebook cover. They have notebooks that you can fit in here. You can fit some other regular notebooks in here. They have small binders that fit this loose leaf size paper. This one is obviously multicam. It doesn't come with Velcro. I put the Velcro on myself. But they sell these binders that fit in here. And inside you can put another pad. You can put whatever you want. It's got pen holders and small binder for the loose leaf size stuff. This is the small size and this is the large size. Whether you get the large or the small size binder, it's basically the same thing. This is a picture my son drew for me. You've got kind of the same stuff that's inside the notebooks, comes inside the binders. They don't have one that's just OD green. I couldn't find one, so I ended up getting a coyote tan, and I got some RIT fabric dye, and I made one for myself. And this Velcro I put on myself as well, with a lot of help from Sam and her sewing machine. This is literally the book that I've carried around for, I don't know, I can't even tell you how long I carried it around, but in the field, at home, You know, so I use this for documents, for instructor documents, because, you know, we have lots of references and guides and things we have to. By the way, they sell, you can buy it, half letter sized. So instead of 8.5 by 11, you look up half letter sized paper, put this in a copy machine or a printer, and you print up all of your documents perfectly sized to this. That's how I made all these. And they sell, yes, they sell waterproof versions of that too, but since this doesn't really go out into the field, this is an instructional material, not a field material. I did that, but I have this all set up for the new year now, and you'll see internally it's the same as the small one. You got 4 pen pouches. You have a pouch over here for another notebook, which I don't really use. I have these post-it tabs so I can mark off important things. I don't know what these are doing in here. In this one, though, lots of different stuff that I carried around all the time. So I just switched out last year's calendar for this year's 2018 calendar, so Right in the Rain calendar. And yes, I use this for my scheduling, for everything else. So I've got a 12-month weekly and monthly calendar in there. They make this stuff. You can, I mean, this is all, and I can carry this out in the field, and I can write stuff down no matter what I'm doing. Don't have much in it right now. In the front, before that though, I just have waterproof, I mean actual Right in the Rain waterproof paper. Notes for things that, this is old actual military note stuff that I was doing. These are notes on F-16s. These are notes on other stuff. These are targeting notes on how different fighters target stuff. I haven't cleaned this notebook out in quite a while. And then just, you know, several, I don't know what that was, several loose leaf pages, different kinds of stuff. The senior NCO meeting notes from June 13th, 2016. Yeah, cool. Let's see, what else is in here? So, I mean, this book gets used a lot, and put pages in, take pages out. Notes on, I was training a new instructor on their briefing that they gave. Sometimes I just open to a random page and start writing, but you see different styles of paper in there. One of the things I always carried in the field was they had some of these plastic guides that were cool, so you didn't have to remember stuff. So my CAS briefing, my CAS 9 line, call for fire. If any of you guys are into, this is all unclassified by the way, are into the Su-27, Su-30, Su-35 flanker series. Here's everything that fits into the standard, modified, enhanced, or advanced family of flankers, from the original Su-27 all the way up to the Su-35S. Just stuff so I can remember it. This has to do with the computer system we used. Just all sorts of stuff. How to answer a question credibly. Words of wisdom, so like all sorts of pearls of knowledge that people have said, quotes that I liked that I wanted to remember. Cool stuff, because I wrote it down on this, so I would always have it. One of the smartest people I ever knew, Major Falanga, your plan has to survive reality. That's great. This is one of my all-time favorites. Lieutenant Colonel Zoll, colonel I worked for, smartest man in the history of smart men. I don't give a shit about fault, but somebody takes some responsibility. Great, great stuff. So, you know, all sorts of stuff that you can put in these books. Tactical mission graphics, friendly unit symbols, enemy unit symbols, sector sketch preparations, evaluated casualty and first aid, and the 9-line IED UXO report. Just stuff that I might need out in the field at some point. The cover is waterproof. The paper is waterproof. Everything in here is weatherproof. Now, we say proof. It's not proof. It's resistant. It's weather resistant. Nothing is going to survive forever, like if you submerge it at the bottom of a pond or a lake or something. But it gives you the option to operate in all weathers. So, 2 Right in the Rain products. You can replace the binder with notebooks. There are some actual notebooks that you can put in besides Right in the Rain products if you wanted to, if you get them sized the right way. You can buy them with the binders. You can buy them without. You can buy complete sets, like you can buy a complete planner set like this with all of the calendar pages and all that stuff in. You just got to look at what you want. Those are Right in the Rain products. There's a lot of other brands out there. Let's take a look at this one because I like this one. This is Wild Hawk. This is cool because this was something that was sort of custom designed and made by our dudes, our career field in Korea once upon a time, to hold this specific federal supply. This is a military issue notebook. This is like, we have thousands of these lying around and people use them. And they wanted something that was kind of all-weather, tactical. I have trimmed this Write in the Rain binder to fit inside this notebook holder. But this was specifically designed to work with this government green notebook. You can buy this on Amazon for like $5. And it is really not a big deal to replace these things and stick them in there. And this is something that a ton of people in the military use as their general I mean, in the military, you need notebooks. You've got to write stuff down. You've got meetings. You've got tasks. You've got agendas. So the Wild Hawk, and you can look it up online, it comes in a lot of different colors now. Stuff, you can get anything you want made in Korea. So decent nylon. You've got Velcro to stick either, you know, patches or other items on there, like other pen holders and stuff. Good solid zipper. Inside, you've got a Velcroed pouch right up there for whatever you want to hold in there. You've got two other smaller pockets, and then again, notes, other notebooks, whatever you want. And there are, I mean, I see guys carrying these around all the time. They love them. Again, if you want to go with this design, because it's a lot cheaper than anything Write in the Rain sells, all you got to do is get one of these Write in the Rain binders. They're pretty cheap. Cut it down just a little bit from the original Write in the Rain size, and there you go. Your Wild Hawk is ready to go, and you can use all the Write in the Rain products inside of it. Very simple to do. Maxpedition is a pretty common brand. They make a whole lot of stuff. You can find their stuff everywhere. And again, this one came from Amazon. I bought it a while ago. It comes with Velcro patch on the front. This is another version of a Write in the Rain book. I just happened to put that in there because it fits. I carried this one all through Iraq for one deployment. This incorporates a lot of what you saw in the one book, but in the back it has all your tactical mission graphics, map symbols, how to draw a sector sketch, how to draw a range card, cool stuff in there. Yeah. And I have sanitized this notebook. I've taken a lot of stuff out of it. This is in there just because it fits, but you can fit a lot of other stuff in here. Again, weatherproof, weather resistant on the outside. Two good pockets on the right, pen pouches on the left, and then this little elastic pouch to put whatever you want in. It's more of a simple book. Small, fits in a, you know, BDU slash multicam slash ABU slash ACU cargo pocket. Or OCP, sorry, can't call them multicams anymore. Comes in different colors and stuff too. I happen to like green. Another great option, sort of another no frills option, less expensive. It's a pretty cool thing to carry around, and you know, it has room to grow inside is the deal. You can put all sorts of stuff in there. This little guy is by Fox Tactical. I got this one in foliage green, which is, you know, universal Air Force color. I've never used it in the field. I just got to check it out. So it's got a pouch on the outside. You've got a Velcro strip right there for, I mean, it's intended for a name patch, you know, that you would wear on a uniform. The Velcro, the zipper has its own Velcro closure to make sure it doesn't open up by accident. Comes with a little D-ring, secure it to something, and then you can always stick your Velcro there so you can open it if you're like doing a lot of opening and closing. On the inside, it's relatively small, so you've got a pen holder in the middle and then some small pockets. This thing really isn't intended for a center opening notebook. This is really more intended for your notebook that's going to fit kind of right there, more like a steno book. And you know, Write in the Rain happens to fit, but any notebook that's that size, the 5x7 kind of notebook, will fit in there and will close up nicely. And you can carry that around. Again, cargo pocket sized, no frills kind of book, but if you look, you've got nylon on the outside and the inside, and you've got your weather protection all the way through. The zipper has an extra layer going through there. So, I mean, it's a good, this is a very good notebook, actually. I like it because it is small, because it's unobtrusive, and, you know, you have different ways to carry it around. It's lightweight. It's a good notebook. And a lot of different stuff fits in there. And finally, this is the newest one I checked out. It doesn't come in any color of green. So I got Coyote Brown. I figured I could always dye it again. This company is called Tactical Notebook Covers. They're cool because all of their stuff is Velcro. they have a ton of Velcro accessories and Velcro all over their covers. So pen holders, ID holders, these checklist covers, everything you can imagine they have in a Velcro package, so you can customize your notebook to the way you want it. So it comes with some features automatically, and then everything else is Velcroed in. I mean, and you know, go look on Amazon, look up tactical notebook covers. So all this, yeah, you could put patches and stuff on it, but it also lets you customize with all of their Velcro accessories. And we're talking some serious, this isn't like Wiener level Velcro. This is serious Velcro. It's on there. It's really good. So this one comes with, I liked that it has these checklist covers, same as what we had with the big binder. So you could have some of your pages quick reference in plastic. So like we talked about, using your alcohol markers or your wet erase or whatever for your quick reference type stuff there and available. You could put one of your 5x7 notebooks right there ready to write, and then you have your Velcro available for whatever you want, however you want to hold stuff. Pens over there, pens there, I mean, whatever. You need to check out all the accessories that are available for this thing. You have one big opening pouch in the front, and if you can see in there, it comes with some elastic pen holders right up there, so you don't have to like buy pen holders just to have pen holders. You've got one see-through pouch over there, so whatever you need to put over there, ID or anything else. And again, cargo pocket size. And everything is kind of coated on the inside for water resistance. So whether you want to get the accessories and put them on, or whether you prefer to use the Velcro for patches and everything, this is a great notebook. I really like this notebook, and it's something relatively new to me. So again, this is, you know, this kind of thing, it's great to have the Write in the Rain or the waterproof stuff, but when you have all of these different options, you don't even need the expensive Write in the Rain notebook. It's just another level. You could have a regular old paper steno book in there because it's protected by everything else. I recommend the Write in the Rain or the waterproof stuff. All right, guys, there you go. There's a bit of a roundup of some of the products that are available there. As always, you know, this is not all inclusive. There's a lot more. I just wanted to give you an idea of stuff that I could speak. So, I have no idea how long this video is going to end up being by the time it's all edited, but I hope some of you got something out of this. Speaking of getting something out of this, I am always plugging away for, you know, joining up with the Patreon team and helping out this channel. So, members of the Patreon team at the Only Awesome Canoes Here level, in addition to the regular channel giveaways, they get 4 times a year giveaway just for them. So, for the fourth quarter of 2017, we already gave away 1 knife for the third quarter. For the fourth quarter, what are the Only Awesome Canoes Here looking at? I put together a package here because I wanted to do something a little different. This is, I barely carried this one around, but you know what? I made some cool modifications, stuff you're not going to find anywhere else. So for the end of the year giveaway for the Only Awesome Canoes, you're going to get the multicam Write in the Rain notebook cover with binder. You're going to get yourself one of the smaller indestructible field books, in case you want something a little smaller to keep in your pocket, but that'll be tucked away in here. You'll get yourself the Fisher Space Pen, so you always have something good to write with. You're going to get 50 pages of the Write in the Rain loose leaf double pattern, so you always have paper in the book. And you're going to get a brand new package of the Staedtler Lumicolor permanent / alcohol markers tucked away right in here. If you don't have yourself a tactical / all-weather writing kit, you will now. And there's going to be a couple more things that are going to be included in here that, of course, Patreon guys, when you get your Patreon update, you'll see what is in there when we start talking about the giveaway for you guys and what's on there. But I just want everybody else to see the kind of stuff that the Patreon guys get for the contribution they make to this channel, because 1 or 2 of the items here might have been purchased just because the Patreon guys made it possible. For the rest of you, for everybody else, hey, we're just wrapping up 1 giveaway now, and we're going to be doing another giveaway when we hit 50K subs. And look, we went to 25 like that, like included in that giveaway when we get to 50K, the Fox Tactical Notebook, complete with this. And I didn't really talk about this, but it's a suede notebook, and it's a really nicely bound notebook, not waterproof, but It's a nice notebook and it fits perfectly in here. You're going to get my favorite ballpoint pen, and you're going to get one of the JAS all-weather notebooks included in there as well. So you have the option for waterproof paper, regular proof paper, but it's all going to come in a very nice, one of the best, I think, pocket-capable all-weather / tactical notebook holders. Patreon guys, the handful of you at the Only Awesome Canoes level here, I'll have a chance for getting this and the other stuff that's going to come in this package. One of the things will be a knife, because hey, it's this channel. But everybody else, this is going to be included in the next big giveaway. So, you know, I encourage you all to check out Patreon. You'll see a link to my page in the video description, and jump in and, you know, 4 times a year, once a quarter, special cool giveaways just for those guys. But I'm not going to leave the rest of the channel hanging, not at all, because all of you guys are important to me. So this will be set aside for the next big giveaway there. In any case, like I said, I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope it was a little bit educational, a little bit interesting. I hope everybody actually watched the video. And you know, some of this stuff might be given away also. Who knows? This video was a product of somebody that made a suggestion. So check the video description. If you've got a suggestion or a request of what you'd like to see on this channel, I will make it happen. You'll see an email address for that. Collecting Q&A questions for the next Q&A video coming out next month. You'll see a link to that in the video description. But I guess that about covers it. So I appreciate all of you guys. You're all awesome. Thanks for making this channel awesome for me. I hope it's awesome for you, and I'll be back again real soon.